All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good morning, Jean. Jim. Good morning. How are y'all? Jimmy. I was trying to get on a little bit earlier, but couldn't because we have some big news events. It's going to be an interesting morning for sure. Have 8:15 in about 4 minutes, ADP non-farm payroll, and then 15 minutes from that, GDP, prelim GDP. So overnight, there was not very much movement, and I'm assuming that's probably why. Good morning. Am I saying that right? I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah, everybody messes up my name, so. Good morning, Vegas. Double checking my trade copier here. Picked up a few more accounts with this sell, so got some evals to work on. I'm actually considering not even trading my live account anymore because, with these changes with Apex. Oh, I got you. So that's just like a YouTube handle. Dan, good morning. Yeah, with these Apex change, with the change in withdrawals and all that, I'm thinking about not even trading a live account anymore because there's pretty much no reason to for me. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping it open. I'm not going to take it out or withdraw or close it or anything, but just kind of leave it there for now. Morning. There's the first piece of news is out. Nice, Vegas. 3 stands yesterday that holds 2 monitors. 6 screens will be set up in the next few days. That's awesome. exciting. It's always exciting. All right, let's see where it goes from here. Make sure my fluxes and all that good stuff is refreshed. Some dynamic magnets in here. There we go. Good to go. Oh, man, that's nice. 32-inch LG for 140. That's nice. That's real nice. Are they curved or are they the flat screen? Yeah. So I've gotten many 25K ones, and actually I picked up a few more. I normally like the 50, but yeah, just depends on your trading strategy, of course. But I would definitely not do more than one mini on those, and maybe depending on your strategy, a few micros. You know, maybe five to seven micros just to get it going, but definitely not more than one mini. Depending on your strategy, like I said, and you know, you only have a $1,500 drawdown, so I personally wouldn't risk more than about, let's see, one second, click the wrong thing here. Yeah, so 1,500. $1,500 drawdown. If we give it a 10-day buffer, that's $150 a day in risk. So I probably wouldn't risk much more than that per day. Yeah, especially, yeah, I agree, Jimmy. If you, depending on how consistent you are, your strategy and all that, that's what I'm saying. One mini max. But if you're still, you know, sometimes you kind of up and down on your trading, then I would probably start off with like 5 micros or something. And if you have the Apex Trade Copier, you can just cross over straight over to micros. Trade your normal mini stuff, and then just cross over to micros. See, we're at the 0.25 dev here. Let it see what we want to do. By the way, if y'all didn't notice, yesterday, or it was actually late last night, I posted a new group that I made. And feel free to join it. Anybody can join it. It's a group for all funding companies, basically a review group. So anybody come in, talk about their experiences of funding companies, and you know, all different trade strategies. Whoever can all jump in there and basically just give their reviews, good and bad, about all funding groups. So I'm looking to really grow that and get a whole bunch of different perspectives. Obviously, I'm biased to Apex, but this is going to be an unbiased group, you know, very unbiased. Everybody give their opinions, good and bad. And obviously, everybody knows who I think is the best. But let's see. There's the link to that group. Yeah, Jimmy, you could still win or lose a lot with micros as well. I mean, he trades micros using simplicity, and I mean he'll make anywhere from $150 to $350 a day just on micros. That's a lot of ticks. So yeah, it depends. I mean, I am just gonna be here and just see what the market gives. If it gives anything, if it doesn't, it's pretty much what I do any day. You know, just make sure I'm not in a trade when the market, when any news comes out. Yeah, Powell speaks at about 1:30 this afternoon, so yeah, I'll be here trading and seeing if there's any opportunities. Yeah, I agree, John, for sure. But you know, there's still a lot of people out there. There's a lot of traders, a lot of people out there that are still, you know, either on the fence or new, things like that. And just, you know, when people join groups that are specific to a certain trading company, a funding company, I mean, you know, they go in there knowing that, okay, all these people obviously use this company, they're going to be biased towards this company. So if there's a review group with all companies, then they can come in and kind of see perspectives from all different angles. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. You know, I feel like and know Apex is the best out there. So, and I remember too, whenever I didn't even know what a funding company was. So, you all know I only like to promote what I use. So that's why I still will only promote Apex, but maybe that'll help bring more people over. Exactly, Richard. I mean, I talk to Daryl and John so often personally that I mean, they're just great people. Aside from trading, just personal life as a person, they are just great people and they have the best interest of everybody at heart, not just, you know, it for a business. So yeah, for sure. That is huge, huge, huge. Lori, yeah, everybody. Yeah, Jimmy, that's one big eye zone here. Basically, that whole candle on the simplicity chart, this big jump with the news created a huge red eye zone. And if you look at the 30 tick, there's a ton of clusters in that area. We got a 4-bar chop right here on the 50 tick. So now I'd be looking for a breakout bar, but we have the GDP news in 5 minutes. So more than likely, I'm not going to take a trade until after that news comes out. Yeah. So if you miss that webinar last night, check out the replay. And you'll pick up on what John was talking about. Certain company. He never mentioned a name, but yeah. Yeah, they only one funded account. And actually there's quite a few of them. There's because I've tried a bunch of trading companies as well, funding companies. Because before Apex came out, you know, before Apex was even around for trading for the funding, I was with Lilu. I tried Earn to Trade, Top Step, Bullen. I tried a bunch of them. And yeah, there's others also that allow you to have multiple accounts. They tell you, hey, you can have multiple accounts, but they don't tell you you can only have one funded at a time. Earn to Trade was one of them because I actually liked Earn to Trade, and then they came out with multiple accounts and I was happy. And then they said, well, you can have multiple evals, but you can only have one funded at a time. And I was like, ugh. Yeah, that's the catch too, Doctor. A lot of the end of day drawdowns that don't have trailing drawdowns, they have the end of day drawdown. They'll have a daily loss limit. That's how they do that. So like Earn to Trade had like a $500 daily for I don't know, I forgot what size account, and then I think their 50K account had like $1,100 daily drawdown loss limit, but no trailing drawdown. So I mean, still kind of high. You shouldn't on a 50K lose $1,100, but still, things happen. And also the contracts, you know, the step up, that's a big thing. So I don't know if y'all know about that. So like they'll have an Earn to Trade, and I'm just talking about the facts here. It is what it is. They're that you could start with 2 contracts on a 50K account, but if you even accidentally place a trade, like, you know, maybe you clicked the button twice on accident or something and took a trade with more than that amount, more than those 2, you automatically fell. You know, like Apex, you'll get a pop-up and it's like, oh crap, you can't do this. And you can't, you know, and that's it. But they literally will fail your account if you accidentally do that. Like, you're blown. And I've done that. And I messaged them like, whoa, that was an accident, blah, blah. And they're like, well, that's the rules. You know, that's the rules. You can't take it more than... I'm like, well, that sucks. More clusters on the 30. Still in this chop block here. Exactly, Mark. Yeah, I'd much rather that pop up come up and tell me I can't do something rather than just failing my valuation. It's just, all right, well, I guess I got to reset. Here's your, because I think theirs is $100 to reset. Here's your $100. I don't know. It's been a little while since I've had an account with them since Apex came out. Yep. News is about to come out. Ooh, man. Tough. That's tough, Mark. All right. News should be out any second. Yeah, it looks like it beat. But see what the market wants to do here.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, I know the Fed, Jerome, and all them are very frustrated that the markets are keep being optimistic. So I'm pretty sure this afternoon he's going to try to talk the market down, um, because that GDP number barely beat. So because they keep still saying, there's a lot of work to do, trying to combat inflation, all this. So they actually need things to come down to combat inflation.
Potential SLZ on NQ. Double cluster NQ. SLZ on NQ.
Yeah, they like to be the ones to pull the levers. All right, so news is out. Don't have any more news until, well, there's a low impact news at 9:45, the Chicago PMI, and then 10 o'clock. There's some more, the jolts impending home sales. So got a little bit of time until then. See if the market wants to go decide on a direction. Hopefully, it doesn't just stay choppy and indecisive.
Double cluster NQ.
It's probably going to hit settlement here.
Potential OP rejection on NQ. OP rejection on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Didn't quite reach settlement, but have a couple flux levels here. The rose wall, mini magnet right above. Just laid a Paul right here too at the bottom on the 30 tick. An LRE would be up here where this Paul is on the 30 tick. We have a lot of HD built on the 10. It probably won't make it all the way up there though. Not too sure. I'd take one from there anyways.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential setup A setup B on NQ.
Lorex short with HD potentially.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Looks like that'd be a good one.
A setup B on NQ.
Right off that 30 tick ZOI there. Pushed right up through it. We do have a LRE here, though. With the Lorex. It's a little too late. Wasn't sure I quite liked it, but I do now. But it's too late. Yeah, that was a nice one. A double TX, some ODD, and that was an LRE, but wasn't too sure I liked it with that first Lorex kind of failing and it trying to push above that ZOI there. So there's HD on the 30 tick if this bar closes down. So yeah, that was pretty nice after the fact, but it's one of those ones where I was hesitating a little bit. Wasn't too sure if I liked it. And then you like it afterwards. Yeah, I like the Lorex. I mean, the LRE after. Yeah, exactly. Because that would have been a nice little... Yeah, that would have been at least 10 points right there. But... But that was one of the ones, though, like I said, that it looks better after the fact. So, can't really let that mess you up because then you get in late. I hate getting in trades late. So, just wait for the next one. It wasn't clean on simplicity. That's another kind of big reason why I was hesitating, because it shot all the way down here and it did pull back, but it wasn't real clean. The simplicity chart, I like a nice clean trend, clean run with the lines and everything, but I mean, what I did like about that Lorex, though, is it had 285% HD. But then you had, let's see. Yeah, that cluster here, while you would have been in the trade, turned into a cluster on the 30 tick. So that kind of messed things up there. There was no OPR or anything else on it, though. Just the HD. Yeah, that was against ODD on the 30 tick. And then we have a down closed bar with HD on the 30 tick with the trapped Xbox, but double clusters there too. So now we may chop around here a little bit. If you look on the 30 tick here, all the way down on the bottom, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, if it's too blurry, but down here right at about 517, we have a big long ice node here. So if this can break below settlement, it may run down there. I mean, we have some nice targets down here too. We have the ice with the ZOI. Even below that, we have kind of this little stack of 3 down here at around 490. So if this heads below settlement, we have some nice targets down there. Who's here with me? I'm just by myself. Oh, that was me coughing. If my daily drawdown is 250. If it's possible, Jeff. So, I mean, I would for sure be able to make at least 250 if you can, if you know what you're trading and everything. If it's possible to hit 500, then yeah, double your risk amount is always, in my opinion, great. A great thing to go for. Um, but you know, if that 500 means you'd have to take way too many trades or too big of trades, things like that, then you know, at least a 1-to-1, at least be able to make the 250 fairly easily. We technically have a simplicity long here. Well, this bar's kind of not really angled up. I'd wait till a better setup bar above this little eye zone here. This lower one's kind of going sideways. But we may get a setup bar here soon.
Potential TX on NQ.
Especially if it can come out of all this chop here on the 30 and triple clusters.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup A, setup B on NQ.
Yeah, then you can, yeah. Just checking the liquidity here. Yeah, Jeff, if that's, 50 ticks, since you're doing 2 contracts like that, yeah, that's fine. You just have to, you know, biggest thing is stopping if you take that loss. If you can manage that, then you're putting the probabilities in your favor. That's everything I talk about in money management. You know, putting probabilities in your favor, and over time you will be profitable as long as you follow your rules and all that. And I've always said that if you can have that money management in place and you can follow it to the T, and over time, if you do not get funded or not profitable, well, then that can mean one thing. Maybe the setups, you're taking invalid setups or the wrong trades, or at that point, it's a strategy thing and not a money management thing. So that kind of helps identify where the problem is. Because, in my opinion, it's either strategy or risk management if you're not being profitable. And if you have if you're not following risk management, well, that's the problem. And if you are following it to the T and you're not being profitable, well, then there's something wrong with the strategy. Which, for those of us that use the Apex system, we know the strategy is there. Our goal is just to make sure we're taking the valid setups. All right, we have a reset on simplicity here. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Anytime I do something stupid or I take a bad trade, I'm like, why did I take that trade? Then I'll stop, because if you don't, it doesn't end well usually. All right, we may be getting a short. We do have a short here. Both angled down. We broke the low. I would just be waiting to see if we can break this Paul. I'm not entering. I'm looking for a low risk entry, but preferably I'd want this to run below settlement also, because right underneath this Paul, we had the double fluxes, the rose wall, and settlement. And if it goes down to that, we're looking at, I mean, the 30 tick is pretty much in an ODD state. So if it runs down to that area, this area down here, then, you know, it could reverse up. So I'd want this to break short first. Break short, kind of head down towards this ice dynamic magnet area, and then pull back for an entry. And on the 30 tick, if this bar closes up, it'll leave a mini magnet right here on this Paul. Well, either way it closes now, it looks like it'll lay a mini magnet. So if it closes down with this mini magnet, that could push it lower. If it closes up with this mini magnet, that could push it higher. We do have these triple clusters here, so it could push it up into the clusters to chop around some more. So we'll just have to wait and see. Wait and see.
Double cluster NQ.
$528.50 is the close of the 30. Yep, there it goes. It closed with that mini magnet. So I'd expect this to push down at least into settlement. There we go. It's not in an ODD state anymore. Mike. So let's see.
Orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup A, setup B on NQ.
There's definitely a fight going on. Coming back to test that cluster. Always likes to test those clusters at the bottom there. Tested the cluster. Now it may see what it does. Usually before it takes off, it'll come back and test that cluster to make sure you get the rest of those orders out of there. There it goes. Man, I love these order prints. But it is struggling to get down. So it hits settlement now. Let's see where it wants to go from here. That's why I wouldn't have taken this simplicity, because imagine if you were sitting in this simplicity trying to bust through all that. Yeah, that Lorex looks pretty sweet on the 10 tick there. Let me pull up my 10 tick. Right off those fluxes. Laid a mini magnet on a mini magnet. I mean, that's strong. Nice little scalp right there. Yeah, I wouldn't have tried to trail that one or go for more on that Lorex because of what you said there, Jeff, with everything below it, right below it. So yeah, nice little scalp in and out. Like, I'm not going to take an LRE here either. I would definitely want this to run below settlement.
Potential OP rejection on NQ.
Just a little too ugly in this little zone for me. Still expecting it to come down, break through that ZOI and get that ice level, which is at about 11,517. I would like this LRE if it was a lot cleaner because of, but then again, look, it laid this mini magnet right below settlement too. So it's kind of a little bit of mixed signals here. It's coming up, hitting that mini magnet now. So just wait and find out. Still haven't even taken a trade this week. And last week. Dang. Fourth bar sling. I'm sure that there's still some strength behind that. But, just not as much as the third bar since that one was tested for so long. Yeah, David, man, I never knew if I'd get to this point where I could say I could go for so long without taking a trade.
Potential OP rejection on NQ.
And again, I know I keep going back to these Apex changes, these rules, but I'm just so fired up about it. It that should help also. Not feeling like you have to trade because you have to make it by this payout day and this and that, since there's so many opportunities now.
Double cluster NQ.
I bet you anything that's going to help. That's going to be a determining factor between a lot of people going full time or not. I bet you anything. Yeah, me too, Vegas. Oh, wow, David. 20 years trading futures. Man, that is awesome. I would love to pick your brain sometime. That is awesome. Discipline. Yeah, my short time, few years with trading futures, I realized real quick I can get any system down, fairly quick. But that's actually why I never quit. And the first 2 years, I blew so many accounts, and I never quit because I knew it was all because of me. I knew I'm only failing because of me, and that gave me so much confidence to keep going, because if I could just figure out myself, then I could be successful. Yeah, Jeff, that's hard, especially when the markets are not, great. We don't see our setups. Then all of a sudden you see something, it's like a little shiny object. It's like, ooh, this might be something. Then after you get in, you're like, I shouldn't have taken that. Yeah, Richard, you're done with that. How long has it been since I traded? Um, like how long has it been since I've been trading total, or is that what you mean, Charles? Yeah, David, I actually saw something this morning. I need to look. Maybe I need to screenshot it and post it. It said something about a disciplined trader will beat an intelligent trader any day of the week. Something like that. Or outlast them or something. Jeff, yeah, I have some little kids too, so I know all about that song. The crab singing. Thanks, Jeff. Now it's in my head. Should play it for everybody. Charles, the last trade I took was, man, I think the 18th. Yep. That would be Friday the 18th was the last time I took a trade. I got on Thanksgiving week. I think, what was it, Monday? Yeah, I got on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I just kind of watched, didn't see anything. Nothing Thursday, Friday. And then Monday and Tuesday this week, it's just been nothing that's fallen under my rules to take a setup. 100%, Karen. I agree. That's why I just keep kind of harping on that. It's huge. It really is. Because you don't feel like it's so far away a withdrawal, you know? Like literally, like John said last night, here in just a couple days, tomorrow, you can request a payout. It's crazy. All right, we had a reset. Now we have another short. So that's good. Simplicity chart here under settlement where I wanted. I want this to keep going though. I want it to prove to me. That's my thing I talk about a lot. Is I like the market to prove to me first. And then I'll agree. Cuz I don't want this to come back up and start playing right here around settlement again or in these, flux levels in this area. I want this to prove to me we're going to continue to break out and go low, go short. And then, then when it pulls back, I'll look and see if there's an opportunity. Laughing at the "You're welcome." All those songs are going to be in my head now.
Potential TX on NQ.
Yeah, Jeff, at that point, there's, depending on where any existing accounts were, it's better just to grab some new ones under the 80. That's why I grabbed a bunch more too, because even if I don't trade them all, or if I just need to sit on some, I mean, it's crazy. Just you can just sit on it if you had to. Yeah, David, that actually is what helped me so much. I started reading, diving into everything I could with trading psychology. The Apex Mind Mastery, uh, Mark Douglas, anything Mark Douglas, YouTube videos, podcasts, anything I could find on trading psychology. I listened to, I mean, countless hours, took notes, and then at the end of the day, they basically all have the same message. So then I really started telling myself, I'm like, okay, if I'm seeing that they all have the same message in a nutshell, and I continue to not do what I'm supposed to do, then that's just, we all have heard the cliche, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Well, that's when I told myself, I'm literally that definition. If I see all of this, I'm reading all this, and I continue to just not follow it. Like, that's just, I need to quit trading if that's the case. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have Christmas coming up. I mean, maybe Christmas, New Year, but yeah, that might be it. And then I don't know. I mean, they got so many new sales and customers. So who knows? Because honestly, I don't think a lot of people, because before a lot of people would cancel their accounts. If they got the 80% off, they would try for the first month. And if they don't make it, they're canceling. Because a lot of people just wait for those 80% off. And, now with the recurring 80%, they can literally not cancel. Not cancel and just wait. If they blow it out, just wait until the recurring month and it automatically resets for you. So it's basically like everybody will have your 80% sell every single month that you just hold these accounts. So I think more people will hold on to their accounts that picked up the 80% off. So yeah, don't know if they'll do another one this year or not.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, Dan, I still stand by that because I did that myself the first time I ever got funded. And I said, you know what? Let's see what happens after 30 days. And then a lot of people that I've talked to since then that have struggled or that messaged me directly or whatever, I've basically told them to do the exact same thing. Sure enough, they've either gotten funded in those 30 days or really close, or they became consistently, on an upwards trajectory versus up and down or just down. So I stand by that. And I have so many people that were able to actually go on and get funded because of sticking to that. All right, see what I mean here? I like the prove it to me thing that I was just talking about. See, it came back up, played around this settlement range. It didn't go down far enough to prove to me that we are getting away from that area. Now it chopped around back in that area, played around in there. Now we're heading back up. We have a simplicity long, but I don't know, if it's going to continue long or not. So still waiting to see what it wants to do.
Double cluster NQ.
May head up to this mini magnet right here at about 11, 540, 75. I'd be interested to see if it can break that. That's where the 30 tick mini magnet is, and 3 clusters there. So you could have scalped this simplicity long up to that as a target. So that would have gotten you you get about 10 points out of that. Then kind of tighten up here and see if it'll break or just get out. It is in a 4-bar chop on the 50 tick. So let's see if we can break out of this chop somewhere. If it'll continue long to break out of it. 553. So if it breaks out of this chop on the 50 tick up here at 553.25 and then comes back down and gives me an LRE off of this mini magnet, I'd probably take that. But I would need it to close this bar at 553.25 first. But we'll see.
Potential setup A, setup B on NQ. Potential TX on NQ.
Yeah, it's the Apex Institutional Zones. Yeah, that one. Yeah, David. What he was talking about, Dan, was that I posted a while back about kind of a challenge, for 30 days, trade one strategy, have your money management, stick to your rules for 30 days, basically. Don't change anything and just stick to it for 30 days. Don't try different markets. Don't try, different setups. None of that. Just stick to one trade, one setup, one market for 30 days. Follow your rules 100% and see where that gets you. And, from there, because that's what I did myself the first time. And I was trading snipers back then too. I was looking for just HD trades. And it was HD and ETXs, I believe. HD with the trend and ETXs with the trend. And I said, I'm just going to take these. These are the only trades I'm going to take. I'm going to follow these rules. This is my money management. I'm going to stick to this for 30 days and see what happens. And sure enough, I got funded. And just kind of keeping it simple in a sense. And the biggest thing is the money management, Follow the money management, pick a setup that your favorite setup is, only take that. And if at the end of those 30 days you could say at least 90+% of the trades that I took were valid and that setup, and you followed the money management, you really have by default, just pretty much, I can't say it's guaranteed, but you probably going to be profitable. That's putting the probabilities in your favor. Yeah. Okay, we may be heading up there to that 553.25 area that I would like to see us get to. We have a burger. Look at this. We have a little burger set up on the 10 tick. There's a little bitty space between the bottom ZOI here and the mini magnet. But I mean, it is not even a tick of space. So it's like there. So it's a Paul mini magnet burger. Look at that. It's a burger, cheeseburger, double cheeseburger. So let's see if we can make our way above. Continue long. I want to continue long. And if we can come back and take an LRE off of this thing, that'd be nice. So I just hope we don't chop around here. Because we're in these triple mini magnet area on the 30 tick right here. Looking left. Right there, triple mini magnets. So that's given us this hesitation now. But I really want... That'd be sweet if this thing could run further up to that 553 area. And then come back down and give me an LRE long off this burger. It's double cheeseburger. Yeah. I meant triple cluster. I don't know if I said triple or double, but I meant triple for sure. Triple cluster, double cheese. Well, here we have, when I meant double mini magnets, we have double Paul mini magnet on this COI for a burger. But then, yeah. The mini magnet is what I was referring to, where I wanted it to pull back to on the 30 tick. This was the mini magnet I was looking at earlier to break and pull back to. But then we have the triple clusters right here at that same level. So now we're hitting. Market came down and touched this burger to the tick. I mean, I could have went long right there off of it, but I want this thing to run long first and then come back and test it. Because I don't want it to chop around right here. Just laid a brand new iZone 2 right here, so this darker shade on this bar means it laid a brand new iZone on top of this iZone. So I definitely want this thing to come up, and two things will happen. The 50 tick bar closes at 53.75 to confirm a breakout, 53.25. And then also that will be breaking the top of this iZone. So it's where I really want it to go. And I want it to leave this burger alone. Leave this burger alone, go up, and then come back and give me something off the burger. It's 9:15 though. We might not get anything before the open. Which today's the last day of the month, right? There's no, yeah, last day of the month. That's my smiley face for the cheeseburger. Man, we keep getting weather. So I'm down in Houston, and we keep getting hot, cold, and it is tearing up my sinuses and allergies. Jeez. 80 degrees one day, the next morning, 40. Anyways, yeah, I was trying to say those are my smiley faces between that cheeseburger. Because I don't see a lot of burgers pre-market, but market's tearing up that burger now, so it's kind of irrelevant now. Thought I was going to say something, but now it wants to go. Yeah, so are they? They're different? Uh-oh. Let's see. Sometimes that can happen after such big news too. You could throw the data off.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential double TX.
That may have been what happened. Is after that big,
OP rejected
all that
on
news.
NQ.
I actually did not open the room chart today. Forgot about it. Let's see. My simplicity lines up. 384. 30 tick lines up. Let's see about 438, 1811. Looks like my 10 tick is all the same. It looks like I'm lining up. $31, $38. Oh, yeah, the bar range. Yeah, I changed mine. Mine are different because I have mine set to 20 ticks and 40 ticks ahead instead of the normal. Yeah, so the bar range is different on mine. I changed that. Yeah, you definitely want to refresh before the open. That's for sure. And it's trying to make its way to that 553.25, but it's pretty ugly on its way up there. Not what I wanted. And it gave a reset. Look at that. Nice little reset. So I would like this simplicity above here, though. If I was taking it. There's a long now. And it's almost at 553.25. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. And that's the thing with the news. And Jay Powell going to talk this afternoon. He very well, people are waiting to see if he's going to talk it down or not. So we'll see what happens. There we go. Hit the 553.25. The good thing is your stop would be below this level, this area here for simplicity, but just kind of let it run, but we're so close to the open. Man, that thing kind of shot down there real quick.
Potential TX on NQ.
Might get a TBS short here. I'm not taking an LRE long here against a TBS. We have a lot of HD off the COI. Potentially a mini magnet to go long. I don't like the double clusters, though, and that TBS here. So I'm not... Yeah, that's why I'm skipping that one. A lot of HD.
Potential TX on NQ.
This right here told me to stay out. It may work, but
With exhaustion box on NQ.
double clusters, some ODD, and a TBS right here. So I'm really not expecting it to break further above this TBS. It may, but I don't like my chances on that. Hesitating here. Ooh, just made a crash on the 10 right there. If this bar closes up with this mini magnet, might make a little ZOI crash burger. But doesn't look like that mini magnet's going to be on top of the crash. Little gap there. But see, that's why I didn't take this LRE. Because you have the TBS double clusters here. It may still go, but I mean, I don't like to lower probability for sure. All right, Richard, see you. I'll be in there. Yep, 9:25. So I'm about to shut the live down and may jump in the elite room for a little bit. But yeah, look at this breaking down. So see, it gave me a reason to not jump in that LRE. If it wasn't for that, actually, if it wasn't for the TBS, I would have probably jumped in it. But as soon as it was coming down and I almost jumped in right here around the ZOI, and then that TBS closed short, I was like, no thank you. Anyways, all right, y'all. Have a great day. Trade well the rest of the day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.